Good morning and welcome back to Wavra Farms. Here we are, middle of October. Um, as you can see, it's been a little wet. We're kind of between rain showers and we are having family bulb planting day down here at the end of the driveway. So I want to do a last recap. These are the mini Vista petunias from Proven Winners. They have done spectacular all summer long. Just a great show of color. I did lose one here or there. We are, like I said, October, so things are getting kind of, spent and ready to be done. But still, super easy, easy way to get some nice color. So our plan today is to plant like 350 bulbs down here at the end of the driveway so that we have a welcoming entrance. And I staggered them, so I do have some crocuses and the purples and the yellows. Those will be our early ones. And those ones we're going to plant about 3 inches deep. The other one we have is called Joyce Spirit. It's a little daffodil, smaller one. It's going to be a pure white with an orange center. And that's going to be kind of between the tail end of the crocuses blooming, and then that will bloom. And those we're going to plant about 4 inches deep. So that's kind of what you want to do with the daffodils. Now, we have an auger today that we're going to use, and it's a new one that we're trying out. And we did some measuring on it, and Steven's going to help with some of that today. So it's got a nice point to get our hole started. And then we kind of measured between here and here. And what did you decide that was?
It's like 1.5 inches.
So it's like 1.5 inches. So that way he knows exactly about how deep we're going to plant these. The other plant that I'm going to put in here is some tulips. I found some really late blooming tulips. And my plan is, we're so busy here at the nursery, I don't have time usually to plant this until after Mother's Day. And so we are going to stick in some late blooming tulips. That way this flower bed will look fantastic throughout the early spring season. And it will give us some much needed color to get us through a Mother's Day weekend. So that's kind of the plan. So the colors down here for this flower bed will be in the bright oranges with some darker purples, with some white daffs, with an orange center, and then some crocuses to go along the way. So, not going to show you what the bulbs are going to look like. That will have to be a treat for later this spring. But right now we're just going to go through and kind of show you how we're going to plant. We're going to plant the tulip bulbs up on the top. That's kind of the plan. So as I move up in here, Steven started drilling some holes already. We'll do some clusters of like 5 here and there. And then the plan is where all of the mini Vista petunias are, I'm going to come back through in the spring and we'll put some pansies in for some great pops of color. So we're basically kind of going to plant around the shrubs. Most of this will be dyed back and just kind of twiggy. So we have, let me sneak back out of here. We have our bulb tone by Espoma. And so we're going to put that in the holes. So it's going to go pretty quick once we get some holes done. So first thing we're going to do, my gloves are really dirty today. So I'm going to dump some fertilizer in the holes. I'm just going to put a little sprinkle kind of in each one. And then we are going to take our tulip bulbs. And we like to make sure that this is the top of our tulip. This is the bottom. And I'm going to stick these clear down in here. So they're about 6 inches in. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to plant this whole area, or put all the bulbs in, before I cover them up. That way, by looking, I can kind of see what I have where. So that's going to be kind of what we do today. Steven will dig some holes, and you can see how that works. So this is the first time that we've used a bulb auger. Usually, we dig them by hand, but this year I decided with as many bulbs as we're going to plant, especially because we have some for the other mound as well. But I mean, it works pretty well. It does kick a little bit because our dirt is a little rougher, but it's not too bad. So he's just drilling holes kind of in clusters of 5, and then we'll do some in clusters of 10, just so it's kind of a natural scattering of bulbs. But anyways, that's pretty much what we have going on here today at Wavra Farms. Getting some yard work done with the family and just kind of getting things cleaned up. So as for the mini vistas, they will pretty much stay. Probably another week of rain, they'll be ready to get ripped out. After we get the bulbs in, we'll come through, we'll rip all that out and get ready for the next season. Thanks so much for watching, and happy gardening.